Acting with Gateside Press, and I'm here with George Tokkos, who's coming off a first round submission win at Fury FC 53. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be talking with you. Before we talk about your win, how did you end up in Florida?
So in 2017, I believe, like 4 years ago, I came out here just on a vacation, not related to training or anything, but and I ended up staying for like over a month. So I was like, fuck, while I'm here, I better do some training. Excuse my French. And where I was staying happened to be like 15 minutes from a gym called Combat Club. So when the old Black Zillions team broke up, they were there in the interim because they didn't have any gym. Um, so I just showed up one day there because I'd seen some videos online and stuff of like the guys training there, but the team was small. It was only like 15 guys maybe. Um, I showed up. Henry Hooft was there. I was like, hey, I'm here for a month or two. Like, I just wanted to do some training while I'm here. He was like, okay, well, have you got your shit? I was like, yeah. He's like, great. We start sparring in 5 minutes. I was like, damn. So I ran to the car. I was like, damn, like trying to warm up, like while I'm getting my stuff out the trunk. Um, and I go straight into sparring, my first session there. And I think my first rounds were Luke Rockhold, Volkan Oezdemir, Stefan Struve. I think they were my first 3 rounds. I was like, damn. And then after Henry was like, he was like, yeah, you're good. You can train with us. Here's the schedule. So it was like straight into the fire. Um, so then trained for a couple months that summer. And then I got signed to Bellator and then I just moved out here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Though, I
So
mean,
it's weird because like not a lot of guys know me, but I've actually like been with that team for 4 years now. Like from 3 gyms ago. Like now it's Sanford MMA, obviously. Before that, we were at Hard Knocks for 2 years. But people they say to me like, "Oh, when did you come to Sanford?" I'm like, "Bro, I've been here since 3 gyms ago, when it was like 15 guys. There's not a lot of guys who survived that team. There's like, so like when I think of it now, we have like 60, 70 guys, but I'm like maybe 10 guy. I'm like the 10th longest guy there, maybe. The
damn.
only people that are still there from when I first came is Gilbert Burns, Sean Soriano, Jason Jackson, Tyler Ray, Linton Vassell, Steve Mowry. There's like a handful of guys, and everyone else is new since I came.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I was in Florida for the PFL, I went over to Stanford MMA to talk
yeah,
with Brendan Allen and
yeah.
Jared Vernon, and man, that facility is just fucking amazing.
It's insane, right?
Yeah, it's the facility is great, and then I mean, just all of the killers inside of that room. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, so it's been about a week, or it has been a week since your fight. How are you feeling?
Oh yeah, Sunday. It's so weird. It was so weird to fight on a Sunday. That was a first for me. It kind of screwed up my whole fight week because I was like, I know where my weight should be on certain days and stuff. I was like, damn, it's like a whole other day. So that was weird fighting on a Sunday, but yeah, it was great, man. I mean, I didn't get a scratch on me, so it's like it was refreshing. I packed my usual suitcase of like slippers because I bust my foot every fight usually, and like all these different stuff, and I didn't even need anything. So it was great.
I was fighting at elevation.
So luckily, a lot of my teammates, like we have Nate Mardquardt, Ian Heinisch, they kind of told me like, dude, you need to be out there 10 days before at least. Yeah. So I was like, damn. So I did invest that time and money to fly out there earlier. I flew out 10 days before the fight. And I could feel it. The first day I got there, I went for a run and I was like, damn,
Really?
like the air just kind of, it's cold and you get real wheezy and you do feel it. And then even when I was warming up for the fight, like hitting pads in the back, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm getting tired after like 30 seconds. Yeah. But in the fight, I didn't really feel it, but the fight was over in a couple minutes. So luckily, I didn't have to experience that. But I did think because my opponent was kind of a big, muscular guy. So I was banking on that. I was like, oh, he's gonna get tired, all that muscle.
I mean, it only lasted less. I mean, it lasted less than a round.
Yeah.
How did you feel about your performance?
I felt happy. It was great in my books because I did want to strike. So I came out really trying to be active, good guard, and just and put it on him. And then he shot on me, but I never panicked because I train with some of the best wrestlers. Like the wrestlers in our room are just like levels above anyone I'm going to be facing. We got Logan Storley, like 4-time All-American. We got Phil Hawes, these kind of guys who are just monsters. Pat Downey comes down now and then. So I had that in the back of my mind. He took me down to the cage and I started working up immediately. And I just had that in my mind. Like I was never in any danger. I didn't feel any urgency. And then I actually started offensive wrestling. Like when I switched the position, he tried to get up and then I snapped him down. I had him in a front headlock and I felt him driving into me. I had actually drilled with my teammate, Andre Fialho, that ninja choke
Oh,
like a couple
wow.
days before in the gym. Yeah. And I was like, so when he pushed into me, I knew he couldn't back away. So I kind of released that arm that had the arm in guillotine and just pushed my arm through and closed it. I was like, damn, that's on. But initially I was squeezing. Like if you see the video on my Instagram, I was really squeezing, lifting him up. And I had Brendan Allen in my corner and Andre Fialho. They looked at me and were like, don't squeeze, just constant pressure. And you see I make an adjustment, I relax and kind of like almost lay down on him like I wanted to take a nap. And then I felt like it wasn't on because he went so limp and loose. And then I was like, oh, damn, he's out. And he just collapsed on the ground. So that was pretty dope. That's the first time I've like choked anyone unconscious in a fight. So it felt
How
pretty
did
cool.
that feel?
It felt pretty cool. It was like, in my books, it's like equal to a knockout. It feels like it's equally impactful.
I mean, totally right.
Yeah,
So you were fighting in front of Dana White.
yeah.
Did you have a chance to talk to him afterwards?
So yeah, I was pretty hyped up after the choke. So I ran straight to the cage and I was trying to recall what I said. My corner kind of told me after, but I was like I kind of regressed to like my London fucking goon roots. Like, and Dana was a bit shocked because I was like yelling at him. You know what I mean? Most guys are like, they're trying to appeal to him and pitch themselves. I was like, what? Yeah, screaming and shouting. They were like, oh my goodness, this guy's crazy. Yeah.
That's Did you talk to him after, did you talk to him after the fight?
No, so like we were paying attention to the rest of the fights and they were going, they were pretty boring. Like there were no finishes. The fights kind of sucked. And then like, I know they were there to look at that Mo Miller guy who was on the Contender Series and then he lost. I was like, damn, I might be in with a chance here.
Right.
But then, and then even the promoter said to me, like, don't leave the venue. Like I spoke to them, it's looking really good. So I was like, I didn't have any expectations. I was just going there for the fight. But then the co-main and the main, I think that might have been two guys who won previously on Contender Series. They both got finishes. And I mean, they got a lot more fights and I guess they were like Dana's assignment. So two of those guys got signed. But after, there was like talk of them saying like, oh, they said they really liked you. You just need to get one more win. So then the show was immediately like trying to find me a fight for late December. I think they have a show December 19th in
Nice.
like a month. Yeah, in Texas. So they were like, we're going to try and get you on that. I was like, oh, great. Okay. So maybe they want guys to get signed from their show. So I think they're going to try and facilitate that.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. So you had a great 2021, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
you were coming after being on your first 2-fight losing streak of your
Yeah.
career. Now you're riding a 2-fight winning streak.
Yeah.
How did you feel about your 2021?
You know, so at the beginning of the year, I was like, I want to be so active because I got cut from Bellator and I was like, I'm just going to go on the regional scene and just kill guys like every month. But I couldn't get a fight, bro. For love or money, I was trying every show in the whole country and I was booked maybe 5 times and kept having pullouts. I mean, all over the country. Like Even these like shows in the South, like these raggedy shows, I was just trying to get anything, and no one would take a fight. I guess when you're coming from a major organization, no one wants to fight. And then I'd get like offers to fight a guy on 2 days' notice, like at 185 again, and it was just impossible. And then I got offered that fight, and I went 9 months like that, no fight, just pulling my hair out, trying to get a fight, training, cornering my boys, helping my boys out. So it was really frustrating. And then I got a weird call to fight on the show Premiere in Massachusetts. It was like, do you want to come and fight our champion for the belt? I was like, yeah, 100%, 2 weeks notice. Went up there, choked the guy. Even though they'd done like everything to sabotage me, like the commission, everyone was against me because I was fighting their champion, their hometown guy.
Damn.
But I just went in there, choked the guy, and then got offered this opportunity. Went there, choked the guy. Like, that's what I can do, man. They just need to get me in there.
When you got cut from Bellator, what were the emotions like?
I mean, to be honest with you, Alex, like my time at Bellator wasn't a very pleasant experience.
How come?
But it's not all because of them. Like when I moved to the US, I got a green card, but the application process was lengthy. But they had to freeze my contract because I wasn't able to fight in the US for up to a year. It was almost a year. I couldn't fight here, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just book you in Europe." But then if I was to leave the States, then my green card application would have been abandoned. So I couldn't leave, and I couldn't fight here. It was a nightmare. And like some shows said, "Oh, we can get you some fights off the books," but then Bellator wouldn't approve of that.
Damn.
So I was kind of in limbo for a while. Then I finally got my green card, and they shipped me. I wanted to fight in the States. Then they shipped me back to fight in my home country at Wembley Stadium. And like, I felt kind of the ring rust in that fight. It was a lousy fight, went to decision. I lost on decision. Then the pandemic happens, and I was like, damn. And then they called me again on a few weeks' notice to fight in Connecticut. So I had to like, I lost, I think, I was like 231 when they called me. And I made 185, yeah, in like, I think 20 days.
God,
if I send you the picture, Alex, you won't believe it. I look gaunt, man. Like, I almost died that weight cut. It was crazy. Yeah, and
God.
yeah, and then lost that fight, which I was up on all the scorecards apparently, and then the ref stopped me because I broke my foot. So like, I shot for a takedown. The guy sprawls on me. Good guy, good fighter. And then he backs away, but I wasn't aware. I was turtled. So I kind of pull guard thinking he's going to strike from the top. And then he was like 5 feet away from me. I was like, oh, damn. So it looked ridiculous on TV. And then when I stood up, I stumble on my foot and the ref calls a fight. I was like, come on, man. So it was just kind of like bad luck and bad energy, I feel, that whole stint. So then I was expecting that. Like, I lost the 2 fights and they cut me from there. But I was expecting that, but I kind of felt like I felt free and refreshed because I was like, now I know a lot of guys with Bellator have that problem. Like, they're fighting once a year, twice a year, maybe. And I wanted to be super active because I'd had that long layoff. So I felt kind of free. I was like, yes, I can just jump on the regional scene and rack up a lot of wins. But I couldn't get a fight for all that time. But that's the way this industry goes, Alex. Like, as soon as you get one fight, now it's like I'm getting offers from everywhere. Like, I get offered fights all the time. That's how it is.
Yeah, I've heard with guy. I talked with Andre Harrison, and he said that so he lost in PFL. He got cut, and then he could not find a fight in 2 years because
that's my
no one would
teammate,
find
man.
him. It's like,
and then they look at us in our gym and they see the guys we train with. Like, I have to block guys on Instagram. Like, if I get offered a fight against someone, I quickly have to stalk them and block them. Because if they go on my Instagram page, they see all the guys I train with. Like, sometimes I look at the guy that I'm going to fight and who they follow, and they follow like 50 guys who follow me. I'm like, damn, if he clicks on my profile, this guy's not going to fight me. You know what I mean? The champ in every weight class, like, follows me and I know them and they're going to be scared to fight me. Yeah. So I have to quickly block them and block their coaches and stuff because they won't fight you.
It makes sense. I mean, they bring up your Instagram profile and they see that you're with Sanford.
Yeah,
Fuck, I wouldn't want to fight you.
yeah,
You know? Yeah,
yeah. It's a gift and a curse.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy that the struggle that professional fighters have to go through on the regional
Hmm.
scene, especially if you're coming from a big organization.
Yeah,
So you said that hopefully you'll get a fight in December with Fury.
yeah.
Um, After that, like what do you want? Do you want to go back to Bellator? Do you hope to get a call from the
I don't
UFC?
know.
Do
To
you
be
want to get
honest, like because I've like I have no expectations really. I'm a chill guy. Like I do this because I enjoy it. There's not much money in it. Only the top like 1% of guys are like actually earning a living. But but yeah, obviously it happened so quick, like the Dana White's looking for a fight thing, and then getting the good feedback that they like me, and then hearing, oh, you need one more win. I was like, oh damn, it's a possibility. Like I'll take this thing more seriously now. And obviously all my teammates, they push me. They're like, bro, you have the ability. Like you see what you do to guys on the regional scene. You have the ability. They try and motivate me to like train harder and take it seriously. So yeah, I said, yeah, okay, I'm gonna see what happens now, because it is something that's within reach, especially at this weight class. 205 is so thin in the
right?
UFC. Yeah. So, and I do have like the grappling ability, the wrestling, the striking. Like most guys, they're not that well rounded. So yeah, I'm gonna see what Fury do, because I'm in a contract with them now. They're like making a big effort to become like one of the best regional shows. So they're assigning guys to exclusive deals. So now I'm signed to them on a 3-fight deal. That was the first fight.
So
So
awesome. So like maybe get another fight in December and then maybe fight for a title and then
yeah, I mean, I don't care about the title per se, but I'll fight for a title. I don't mind. There's a
if
guy who fought that same night. He
if
won at
if
205.
if you were to get to the UFC, would you fight at light heavyweight or would you drop
Yeah,
to
I'd
middleweight?
probably I'd make more of an effort to stay in shape, and I could go between the two. I'd see. I mean, 205 is easy. I cut 10 pounds maybe and make that. And I felt good there. I'm undefeated at 205, so that's got to be a good sign. But I could make 85, so I could do either or. Like I'm one of those guys who like 195 would be the perfect division for me, you know. So, but yeah, if I was to go to UFC, I could do either or.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with me, man. If and I do hope you get another fight in December, man, because you're so fun to watch and
Yeah,
you've got a personality and I think you're on the doorstep of the UFC, man. So if you want to plug your social media, plug your sponsors, the floor is yours.
it's just Tuco 300 on Instagram. That's it. I don't have any Facebook or Twitter or anything. I should, because I've got the best memes. I got the best memes, and I have the best observations about these fights. All the boys said I should make a Twitter and like start trolling people on there. So
You
maybe that's in the cards. Yeah.
awesome, man. Well, I hope to chat with you soon.
All right, Alex. Thanks so much, man. Take care.